let me hear from you. 914-600-4228. But the news is coming up. I am rebooting the YouTube channel, so those of you who are on it, who are watching, you may hop on back over because it's now back up. I just need to ensure that there is no echo for some reason. I do get an echo. I'm not sure why. But nevertheless, I am here trying to get all of that sorted out. So welcome back. I'm just trying to ensure that, the echo is not persistent and that you are hearing me clear enough. So welcome back. Alrighty, so taking you right now to taking you back now to the news as I'm heading on over there to get things up and running. Welcome everybody. It's Monday. It's a good day. Let me get this going right here for you. Happy birthday to those who are celebrating birthdays today. I hope that you're having a good day wherever you are. Good afternoon. Welcome to Keeping You in the Know with news, happenings, and facts. My name is Denise, Lady D. Gomez. The show is brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant. Starting off with our first headline. Out of Kingston, Jamaica, opposition spokesperson on health and wellness, Dr. Maurice Guy, is expressing deep concern about reports from some public hospitals indicating that there is a state of continued decline in patient care, service quality, and maintenance. In a statement on Monday, Dr. Guy said the Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, must take full responsibility for what was described as deteriorating conditions at a number of health facilities and expressed that the Health Minister must ensure that the appropriate administrative and governance arrangements are maintained in all hospitals to deliver modern healthcare services. Referencing the Bustamante Hospital for Children, where reports of poor patient care and clients' mistreatment have surfaced, the opposition spokesperson said the health minister cannot wash his hands, but must take steps to assure the people of Jamaica that their public health institutions can provide proper care and attention. Additionally, Dr. Guy said he was very concerned about a revealing newspaper report over the weekend, which detailed unsanitary conditions in many of the 14 hospitals and health centers recently surveyed. The report highlighted dirty bathrooms, missing toilet seats, wet floors, broken towels, and unpleasant odors as some of the infractions. He said these conditions pose a health risk and therefore require immediate attention from the minister and his team at the ministry's head office. The opposition spokesperson is calling on the minister to acquire the appropriate funding needed to immediate maintenance work. He's also asking that the Ministry of Health ensure staff are properly trained in customer service, as he believes a lapse in the latter is affecting all Jamaicans, particularly those who cannot afford private health care. And we continue with more news coming out of Jamaica. Oh, come on. I do apologize. My equipment is slowing up on me. It's 11 minutes after 6 o'clock. Welcome, everyone, to keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. Right here on Inside the Zone with Lady D. A bystander says a city sanitation worker is lucky to be alive after their street sweeper appeared to explode Monday morning. The scene in Crotona Park East unfolded just before 9 a.m. on Monday. Video from witnesses shows the vehicle fully engulfed in flames. The Department of Sanitation says, thankfully, no one was injured, including that driver. A witness nearby said they sat with the driver after his narrow escape. Quote, "If you were walking past and it goes boom right there, you don't know what could have happened," end quote, they said. An investigation is underway into the cause of the fire. And we take more news out of Jamaica. Out of St. James. Students are being encouraged to make use of alternative dispute resolution methods to resolve conflicts peacefully. According to a release on Monday, the charge was given by Minister of Justice Delroy Chuck during the final stop in the ministry's Alternative Justice Services school tour at St. James High School in Montego Bay recently. Quote, "If people are not able to deal with one another fairly, to listen to one another, and to tolerate other persons' views and deal with each other in a fair way, then you're always going to be fighting," end quote, Chuck said. That is why it is important that you find ways and means to be able, when you have problems, to solve them. The Ministry of Justice has many appropriate means for you to settle any disputes and challenges that you have with one another, unquote, he noted. The Alternative Justice Services school tour aims to educate students across the island about the ministry's alternative justice services. In the meantime, the minister encouraged students to report issues that they may be having with each other to their guidance counselors and teachers so that both sides can be heard. And at the end of the day, you can settle the dispute without having to fight. 13 minutes after 6 o'clock, keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. And what I want to speak into concerning the headlines this afternoon. As far and as long as I'm on this earth, ever since I became old enough to go to a bathroom, take care of my needs, the bathrooms I have encountered in public facilities ever since I was growing up in Jamaica were always atrocious. Tissues, females, even as a child. I recall growing up in a household with my aunt, and I would see how they would dispose of their sanitary napkins and things like that, and they taught me how. When I started having to do all of that as a young girl, I couldn't for the life of me fathom why, young women and adult women would feel intimidated to secure their wrappers so that nobody don't see it. I never understood that. I still don't. You're talking about littering any public facility, whether it's school, you go into some major establishments and you have access to public restrooms. They're always messy. So can you imagine now this having to be raised as a debate, a public debate about facilities like these in public hospitals, which is not new. This has been going on for a very long time. You go to some hospitals in Jamaica and you might just end up getting a UTI, a urinary tract infection, because you refuse to use public facilities. No joke. So the fact now that they are going to when I heard the headline this morning, and I said to myself, I'm going to read the headline today to you and see if you can help me figure this out. You have hospital administrators. And the administrators, their responsibility is to ensure that all the departments are operating optimally, which means the sanitation area, the cleaners who are cleaning in these departments, to have the supervisors ensure that bathrooms are cleaned on a regular basis. I know they will come back to you with the argument that they are short-staffed, they don't have enough people, but still, people are moving through these public bathrooms out in the general public, and they are moving through the bathrooms when they come to visit their loved ones and all of that. And you want to tell me that this now becomes a project for the health ministry to get involved in when they could be busy trying to source other major health-related needs for people in the nation than to be talking about bathrooms. I was like, what on earth is that? You want to tell me that these workers don't check on a regular basis? They talk about toilets broken off, toilet seat gone. You all heard me reading this thing? Because I'm reading it and I'm just annoyed. They're talking about, broken toilet seat and this and that. How can people be going into a public place and having to deal with all of that? So what do you think they're going to do? Because if you have a broken toilet seat, what do you think? Who going to sit down? What do you think? How you think they're going to position their bodies to be able to release themselves? So you'll end up sooner or later having some kind of a breakout of some kind of disease. And now the Ministry of Health has to get involved by now going to do, surveys at these hospitals so they can bring them up to a fair standard. What is that? I tell you, when I came to this country, I went to Macy's downtown, went into the restroom. I got to the door, I saw a line. When I peeked inside, tissues were all over the floor and people were just waiting to, go into a stall. I just turned back. I'm like, I can't go in this place here. What is that? Why is it that we think we are not supposed to be, hygienically aware of ourselves, the places we go to, the places we work, the people who are supposed to be cleaning? No, sir. Good afternoon. How are you?
Yes, Lady D. Let me turn this down because it keeps going up and down. With the sanitation of these places, they supposed to have someone there at all times to clean up. That's my intake. And just like here, some of these places, hospitals that you've been, the worker would be one side and the phone. And you see them hide themselves somewhere and the cell phone and all those things. But I was going to speak to you there and Father Lincoln, so whenever check. I was in Jamaica last week, Lady B, and I don't want to go in public because if you should see around public hospitals and see the amount of garbage that is on the side streets that surrounded the hospital, Lady D, I said, I can't believe this is an hospital. When I said, you're real? Is that real? Public hospital with all these, the garbage that reach up to some of the buildings. That's how the garbage. So it's the surrounding of the hospital is so filthy. You don't think the germs, and so that's why they had the outbreak. That's my opinion. That's why there was an outbreak down there, and they didn't want to tell no one in the public hospital down. The place is filthy. Nobody is like everybody is the boss. Most of the Jamaican offices that the government runs in Jamaica, that's my opinion because I've been to a couple of them. And the workers, Lady D, they lay back, and it's like, you is nobody. You know, it's like, if you don't raise your voice and go on, that's why sometimes you hear these people cursing and something, because that's how they realize. They said, I'm the boss. So, you know, it's like here, it's not like here where you have someone where you can go and speak to, and from there to there. They down there is their own boss. From water commission to public, well, forget all public service, because they're just swimming out the money out of Jamaica, and there is nothing going on there where, to me, where they are concerned. So, all of them, Lady D, the government used to be supposed to take a stand with the healthcare system in Jamaica, because it is down to garbage. And if you think one of the day, when you just, if you have the time to, when you to take a trip down, just for that, you know, with a little team of people, and just to circle around these hospitals and these health clinics and these places down there. It's not, they're not saying anything, Lady D. Trust me. Trust me.
I don't know, my love, because I had to say now that here is a matter that they have to address. It's not I don't know. Again, I am not going to be speaking from a position where the ministries are not operating. But I think sometimes they get so overwhelmed because, fine, in this particular context, we're relating to the headline. That's why I wondered to myself, if the people who are running the hospitals, because you have administrators, if they are not vigilant enough to ensure that all these areas are maintained, how you running a hospital and every day broken toilets and all kind of stuff in there, and nothing is done, to the point where it escalates to this level. No, sir.
Lady D,
hold on, young lady. Hold on. Hold on, young lady. Hold on.
Yes.
Okay, I was about to acknowledge a second caller, but they hung
I'm going to come off the line anyway.
They hung.
But the person that they put over, you know, they're not doing their duty, Lady D. They don't care because it's just a paycheck. I'm getting my paycheck, so who cares? That's my opinion, because I've seen so much rotten things going on down there. You understand? It's just you know, it's just overwhelmed. You know, and we can say this and we say that and we say the other and all this and that, but we never know. You know, when we might go down and something happen and we have to go to the hospital. We have to go to this place.
Right.
And when we reach there, we just realize what people were saying. We don't keep our guard down, because here the former president talking about to discard the Constitution. So we don't know what tomorrow going to bring. So we have to talk about the island, because of people going down and enjoying the island and telling how good it is. Why we can't upkeep the island? The workers, them that they have there, Lady D. The government need to take a stand with work people that are placed in position that are not doing their job proper, because they don't care.
Thank you, young lady. I have a second caller. I appreciate your input. Good afternoon. Welcome to Keeping You in the Know.
Good afternoon again, Lady D.
Yes, sir.
Lady D, what the Minister of Health says that the cause of those babies dead.
The what?
The 12 babies that died. The minister, what he says, cause it.
I'm not sure. I mean, they did not, as far as I recall, they did not really disclose the cause of death for these children.
I heard something.
So I didn't see where they said what it was.
I heard something over RGR radio, and I can't believe it.
What did
I
they
cannot
say?
believe it. No, I'm not gonna say it because
No, but you hear it on a public radio station. What did they
RGR
say?
radio like 3 a.m.
Eddie, you cannot call
In
and
other
ask.
words, he's blaming the ladies, and I don't like what he said. If it's true,
Okay. Yeah, but if I knew the answer and I had to disclose it, what would have been the difference here?
no.
Because you heard it on a public airway.
Yeah, no, Lady D. I have a lot of experience. You have
Eddie,
some
you're not
people
hearing me.
so,
You are telling me. No, you hold on. You're saying to me that you heard something mentioned on a very recognized station on the island. I'm asking you to tell me what you heard, since I didn't hear that disclosure.
All right, let me cut the argument. I heard it on the radio that he says he blamed the ladies because they didn't clean up themselves.
Why the babies died?
That's what caused the baby death. 12 or 15.
All right, then. We never hear that, so I thank you for passing on the information. I'll have to go verify it.
Lady D, I know you travel to Jamaica, so I have to tell you something.
Hold on. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Lady D.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, it's 28 minutes after 6 o'clock. I have an interview coming up in 2 minutes.
All right, let me make this and tell you.
Quick.
What Mr. Francis say, I heard it. Substance say the lady they not clean themselves properly. That's why they get germs. The baby come with germs. And the next thing is them today they talk and they hear that how the people them have pop out the song them out of the public bathroom and go with take off toilet top whatever toilet seat, toilet holder, paper. They take with the toilet paper them and all those things when them place them in the public toilet. So and they have that now figure fix figure fix them. It come over to the hotline. You know what talk? I will talk because I listen to every day. Okay.
All right.
Yes,
thank you for the input. I appreciate all of you who have called this afternoon. I'll have to end this segment right now because I'm expecting my guest to call in. So thank you so much. Alrighty. I am the kind of person, if I did not hear a headline, I'm not able to relate to it. I am aware that they said that there were a number of deaths of children at the time. They weren't able to figure it out. If the minister has put something out there, I have to go back, go listen it to put it in context so I can understand it, what that implication means. That's all I'm saying, but I thank you for the information. You know, because again, we have to vet this stuff. Fine, they said it, but I need to hear it. So I can go do my research and garner that bit of information. Then I can come back and have an intelligent conversation with you. So thank you so much. Good afternoon. Welcome to Inside the Zone.
Yeah, this is Dr. Trevor Dixon from
Hey,
Better Foundation.
Dr. Dixon, how are you? It's a pleasure having you. Welcome to my program, Inside the Zone, with Lady D, Denise Gomez. It's a good day, wouldn't you say?
It's a great day.
Of course. And what are you, I'm doing my Gratitude Monday. What are you most grateful for?
Well, I'm grateful for life, being able to get up today. And sun is shining, being able to get up off the bed and actually move my feet. So I'm grateful for that.
Can you
Grateful for
imagine?
being alive.
And I'm sure you didn't think you did that on your own, did you?
No, no, of course not.
Well, it's a pleasure having you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the segment Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. This afternoon, my guest is Dr. Trevor Dixon, and I have coined the phrase, the mastermind behind the Jaja Foundation. Their tagline, the Jamaicans abroad, helping Jamaicans at home. Dr. Dixon, once again, welcome.
Well, thank you for having me.
How is this? It's day 5 into the month of December. How you feel the season is going so far?
I feel like it's going great. I mean, I live in the New York City area, so it's a juggling act. Just drop off my kids to their basketball practice. You know how it is here in the Tri-City area. Everything is just a hustle and a bustle and a juggle. It's a juggling act. So
You can say that.
I'm grateful that I'm able to juggle things around and get things done.
That's right. So you're my intellectual voice this afternoon. And I want to find out, for the benefit of the audience, where are you from? We have seen you all over doing exceptional things that people only wish they can do. But I'm sure you come from somewhere. So where are you from?
I hail from a place called Christiana, Manchester. And
Okay.
that's in the parish of Manchester, Jamaica, of course.
And where you went to school?
I went to, being a physician, I went to so many different schools, but I would say that my formative years, I spent first at the Zorn Moravian Primary School in Christiana, and then from there I went to Sacred Heart Academy in Christiana also, before migrating to the United States at about 10 years of age, and then I landed in East Flatbush, Brooklyn, where I went to all of the local schools, PS 135, Winthrop Junior High School, Wingate High School, a very predominantly
Yes.
Caribbean high school in Brooklyn. And then I went to New York City Technical College, which is a predominantly West Indian college also, as a part of the CUNY system, yeah. And then I went to SUNY Downstate, which is in Brooklyn. And then a professor of mine says, Trevor, once you move out of Brooklyn, I wanted to go to medical school. And she said, how about you go out of Brooklyn and take some classes there? So I went to Columbia University in Manhattan.
There you go.
And there I got my pre-medical education, and then I went on to Rutgers, New Jersey Medical School, which was back then called UMDNJ.
Congratulations, Dr. Dixon. You have done well.
Well, it takes a village. I didn't get here by myself. The community has always been behind me. I've met a lot of people who have encouraged me along the way, and we should congratulate them too for being such a positive force in my life.
And I respect that. I do. And I often say to myself, yes, you can have the village, but you have to do the work.
Absolutely.
So, yes, congratulations. Now, we're talking about the Jaja Foundation. I became aware of the Jaja Foundation a few years ago, and I realized that your foundation has been doing tremendous work. I'd like you to share what the objective of the foundation is, and to date, a total number of medical missions that you have done.
Well, let me just say, I don't know if you remember, but several years ago, a friend of mine, Garvin Gray, actually introduced me to you, and you ran my first ad for the Jaja Foundation many years ago, and I haven't forgotten.
You haven't forgotten. Thank you. Yes, I remember too.
Right.
Thank you, and Garvin.
So what was your question again? I'm sorry.
So I understand. So I just wanted to find out, what is the objective of the foundation, why you started it in the first place, and how many medical missions you've been on.
Well, if I told you I knew the objective when I started, I'd be lying to you. I'm somewhat guided by a spiritual force, a force that's greater than myself, as you know. So I started once I graduated from residency training. I trained in Newark, New Jersey. And once graduated from training at New York Beth Israel, I wanted to get back to Jamaica, so I did what any person would do. I went to Kingston, Jamaica, and I said, if you want to learn about helping people in Jamaica, where's the best place to go to learn to help people? Which hospital would you send me to?
Public.
And I went to the Kingston Public Hospital, KPH.
Right.
And I remember a friend of mine at that time, his name was Lyndon Williams, he said to me, yeah, I'll take you up to KPH. And his wife was like, "You gonna take him down to KPH?" He said, "Yeah, it's a big deal." So he took me down to KPH, and I got out there, and I literally just walked into the emergency room, and I met a doctor who turns out to be one of my best friends today, Dr. Hugh Wong. And Dr. Wong runs the emergency room at Kingston Public Hospital to date. And he sat me down, and you mentioned something to me earlier, not to me, but you mentioned something to your listeners earlier this evening that says, folks who live in these communities, you can only imagine what they have to go through in their daily lives. We can't even imagine that. So I thought it was important for me to instead of staying here in the United States and figuring out what Jamaicans need, let me go to Jamaica and talk to people who are on the front line to see what are the major problems. What do they need to function on a daily basis? And as my friend Erwin Clear would say, what are the low-hanging fruits that we can do to make lives better for these practitioners, these health practitioners, nurses, doctors, ancillary staff, So, and then started there, and Dr. Wong was able to sit me down and tell me what the needs are. And one of the greatest needs that they had at the time was ultrasound.
Okay.
This was 2008, and they had acquired about 8 ultrasound machines from World Cup Cricket 2008. And he said, would I be willing to train them, because he saw that I was an expert in ultrasound. So he said, would you be willing to train our doctors in the public hospital how to use ultrasound? And I've been doing it for the past 14 years, training doctors. Once a year we go down to Jamaica. It's primarily through Kingston Public Hospital. He gathers all the doctors from all the public hospitals across the island, Lucy, Sablamar, Cornwall Regional, Percy Jr. Everywhere you could think of a public hospital, he tried to get one or two doctors from there. We gather in Kingston, and we train them continuously how to use ultrasound and the latest use of ultrasound. So we've been doing it for 14 years.
Congratulations, Dr. Dixon, to you and your team, because I have had the discussion here on my program where we talk about, medical practitioners who have done their missions in Jamaica, and we know that in order for it to remain viable, sustainable, then you need help, primarily financial help. You may be able to acquire all the resources you need, human resources, but you do need financial help to get this done. And you may go once a year or twice per year, and when you leave, life continues in those communities where people are served. Now, I know you have some great projects that are in the works. You also, tend to women's health, and I need you to speak to dental and women's health clinic and all of that. So which one would you like to start off first, so you can bring the audience in the know about what you're doing?
Well, first of all, I want to thank all those supporters who, when they hear Jaja Foundation is keeping an event in the New York City area, they show up. All those supporters, I want to give them a big shout out, because I couldn't do it without them. But so as far as the upcoming projects in the works is, we've been doing ultrasound for about 14 years in Jamaica. And recently, over the past 3 or 4 years, a new technology came in ultrasound where you can now have these handheld ultrasounds. So before, to purchase a machine would be like $50,000, $60,000. But in the evolution of ultrasound, they're having handheld ultrasound devices now. So the Jaja Foundation, we have partnered with American Friends of Jamaica, AFJ, and along with Jacoby Medical Center there in the Bronx, New York. And we have partnered with them, and American Friends of Jamaica will be purchasing a number of these handheld devices for the public hospitals in Jamaica. And through Jacoby and the Jaja Foundation, we will be providing the training for these doctors in this newest technology. These devices are smaller and portable, which makes it kind of ideal for doing bedside ultrasound. We know that doctors in the emergency rooms in Jamaica are trained in point-of-care ultrasound. However, the availability of these type of technologies and equipment are limited. Trauma is one of the biggest things that happen in Jamaica. I know many of you guys see these accidents on the road, and you wonder how these people survive, or what happens to them when they go into the emergency room. So, being able to train these doctors how to use the ultrasound will be a great need for the island and for everyday people. And then, like I said, the primary focus will be emergency departments and critical care areas. And it's a pilot project, and we call this program the J-Hub program, Jamaican Handheld Ultrasound Project. But we also have other projects that we're working on, and one of the projects we're working on is dental care and women's health. And, there's a lot of needs in Jamaica, screening, and, whether it's screening for breast cancer, or these screening things are the most important thing that we need to catch these diseases, cancers, and these different things early. So one of the projects that we do pap smears. Every time we go to Jamaica, we see as many patients as we can. We do the pap smear. We pay for them through the National Health Lab. We send them off, and we give the results to the health clinic so they can follow up with these patients, so they can follow up with their results. We've been doing this for about 12, 13 years now for screening for cervical cancer. Another project that we're doing is dental care. When we do our health care every year, we find the biggest demand is dental care. As you know, to go to the dentist in Jamaica, it can cost you $4,000 or $5,000 depending on what you need to get done. So on our medical mission every year, we always have a big demand for dentists. And this year in January, we were going to have about 5 or 6 dentists going down with us. And we realized that we needed a facility, a permanent facility to see more patients. Because when you're working in the field, you need dental chairs, you need equipment, and all kinds of stuff. So at the Negril Health Center in Negril, we decided to take a container, a 40-foot container, and we converted that container into a dental suite.
Oh,
amazing. And so we have 3 chairs in there. So now the dentist can see so many more patients faster. We still work in the field and see patients in the field, but as you know, we have a permanent facility. It's so much more efficient to see patients here. We started this in 2019. COVID came, and so we're going to put the final touch and finishing touch on that dental suite to make it more efficient. Be able to do fillings, not just extractions and cleanings, but we want to be able to do fillings and other dental procedures. We found a lot of people here in the diaspora, they're willing to help in Jamaica, but they just want to find a way how to help. And of course, our baby project this year, the one that has the greatest excitement around folks, is what's called our GEMS program. And it's a gem of a program because it's quite ambitious. They said God, give you eyes to see, and it gives you mind to have a vision. And we have a vision for a better Jamaica. There's one big problem in Jamaica, and a lot of people are afraid to tackle it, they ignore it. And the problem that we find is one of the biggest problems in Jamaica is if you get sick and you're on the street, and if nobody knows who you are, there's not going to be an ambulance to pick you up. If you have a heart attack, God forbid, you mentioned esophageal cancer and all these different things that's just plaguing us now. If you don't have someone to pick you up, or if you're having a heart attack or you're having a stroke, nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows your name. You're collapsed on the ground. We should have an EMS system that can come and pick you up off the roadside, protect you in a safe manner, and transport you to a medical facility. That's a lease that every human being needs, not based on insurance, just based on being a human being, basic needs. So we launched the GEMS program, which means Jamaican Emergency Medical Services Negril. And why Negril? We started in Negril because the folks in Negril, those who own the business, they say, we will partner with you. They say, we don't know how to do this, but we should give it a shot. And it's a volunteer EMS system where we're going to train the people in the community. We're not going to pay them, because this is their community, and we believe strongly that we can find 25 to 30 individuals in that community who will be willing to give up service in a volunteer manner to their community, so that all can benefit in case something happens to the car accident, and you have someone should be able to pick you up in an ambulance as a first responder, secure you properly into the ambulance, and transport you to the hospital. That's dignity, and every human being deserves that. Despite your status in life, every human being, we're all equal under God's eye.
That's right. I am so taken, really, aback by the extensive thrust that you have really, with this foundation, put forward. You have literally placed a seal on the island of Jamaica, and we commend you and your team, Dr. Dixon. You mentioned about women's health, especially pap smear. Recently, I attended a forum, the Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton. He was here, and after he made his presentation, and we were, in the open area there talking to a doctor, and she was just saying to us how you'd be surprised how many women, after they have come in because they're just not feeling well, they're in advanced stage of cervical cancer and all those things, because some of them have never been to get a pap smear done. That's just not something they ever did. So if your foundation, yes, go ahead.
I was at that very function that you were at the consulate. I think you and I were at that very same function there. And you're absolutely correct. I don't mean to cut you. Garvin Gray is a good friend of mine. He said to me, Dr. Dixon, we don't have much time before our time will pass on this earth. So we have to move in a sense of urgency to get a lot of these things done, because we don't know who's going to come behind us. We hope that others can come up and take a torch and move forward, but we don't have much time. And people realize what we're doing. We just need the support of our volunteers and our supporters, who've been very good. We've had a lot of good sponsors along the year, but we need more people to get from the sidelines and get involved. Dr. Wong, had a saying on his page. He said, if you don't believe that it can be done, get out the way of the people who are trying to get it done, and make them clear the way so they can get it done. I believe we can build a better Jamaica. We can't just rely on government alone. No country, even the United States, as powerful as it is, it doesn't just rely on its government to serve its people. It's philanthropic efforts that people donate their time, volunteerism. Those who have wealth, share the wealth. How much can you take with you? How much can you leave for your family? We have to dig deep in ourselves, and I thank you so much for providing a medium for me tonight to express the urgency which we need to do for our folks in Jamaica. The Judge Foundation is a noble cause, but we can't do it by ourselves. We need the support of every Jamaican. Those who can afford to, please donate to us. We have a web page. It's called jajafoundation.org. That's JAH foundation.org. And we also have an email. You can info@jajafoundation.org, and that's just like the Rastaman says, Foundation.org. And people, hear the name Jaja Foundation, they think it's a Rasta Foundation. But my answer to them is this. Yes, it is a Rasta Foundation, because it includes every human being, not just Jamaican, but also friends of Jamaica. This is not my name. I'm wise enough at my age to realize that I'm just a vehicle. The Almighty came up with this name. It wasn't me.
That's right.
So I'm just a vehicle for change, and He's using me for change. This is not about Dr. Dixon. It's about a person trying to do better for Jamaica and giving people a reason not to say, where's the money going when you donate your money? I don't know where my money is going. Leave that to God. You just do the right thing you're supposed to do, and He will take care of the rest. And I believe strongly that we can make a better Jamaica. And I thank you so much, Lady D, for providing this medium for me to reach the people. If we just meet one person tonight that said, you know what, I'm going to be a supporter, I'm going to be a sponsor, then we would have done our job tonight.
Yes. When is your next trip?
Our next trip will be January. It's January 14th to January 23rd, and we call it Mission for Change. We start in Kingston. Actually, we will be launching our J-Hub, the ultrasound program. We will be launching that initiative with American Friends of Jamaica and with the team from Jacoby. We'll be launching that J-Hub. We'll be having a 2-day lecture with the doctors from all across the different hospitals and the public hospitals in particular across the island. We'll be having a 2-day conference. And we will be also going to Iris Galley in Trenchtown, and we'll be also going to Haile Selassie High School in Painland, Kingston. before moving to Western Jamaica or Sablomar and Negril area to provide health care, Green Island and Little London providing health care there.
Well, Dr. Dixon, again, congratulations. I know it's hard work. I know the logistics involved is a whole lot going on, but you have managed along with your team to have blessed people who don't have an iota of money. They have nothing. They don't have anything. So we thank you.
I don't do this by myself. It takes a team. I'm just one of the members of that team. It takes our supporters. It takes our sponsors. I want to thank the folks at Jacoby Medical Center for being behind me with this initiative. It's a labor of love. This is what I love to do, and I'm grateful that I'm able to do it. And I thank you for the medium, and thank you for all the supporters that we have out here.
Thank you, Dr. Dixon. Be good in the season.
All right, thank you. One Love Jeddah Foundation.
Blessings to you. Bye-bye. Dr. Trevor Dixon, and I saw Ryan posting that he's from Westmoreland. Yes, Ryan, I know. The Jaja Foundation, they are improving the lives of underserved in Jamaica through health and education, and their projects include Jamaica Emergency Medical Services. You heard him say GEMS, and they're doing that in Negril first, he says. Then there's the annual emergency and critical care ultrasound workshop, school and community health fairs, dental and women's health, medical and educational equipment donations. It's just a few evenings ago they had their annual fundraiser, and I gather it was a success. So if you'd like to support them, you can visit their website, www.jahfoundation.org. That's jajafoundation.org. I really appreciate him spending the time to share this information with us. And I've always told you that I work with a nonprofit organization, Good Neighbors Community Outreach Agency, and we were able to adopt a clinic in Gordontown, because we realize people need help. It's not today you go to clinic and see some really, really sick people, and the hospital is like the next wherever away. So the health centers need to be operating and fully equipped so that they can meet the needs of the people in their community. So by the time they say, fine, we need to send you up to Public or to St. Anne's Bay or wherever, at least they would have been able to help you before, by the time they say, let's carry you off, you make your transition. You know what I'm saying? Healthcare. If we're not healthy people, we're not going to have a healthy nation. So, again, that's it. 6:54 p.m. I believe we've had a good round this evening. I must apologize to my YouTubers. I am not yet able to decipher why we have that echo going on there, but I hope you were able to, still hear a great portion of what's going on, but I have to figure this out. So I'd like to say thanks for your patience, okay, YouTubers? But I know for those of you who are on the radio, Linkage Radio 104.5, it's okay. I'd like to say hi to Chris Wilby this afternoon, always in my corner. And Patrick had called me and he pointed out that I was having that challenge. So thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Wrapping up the show this afternoon, I do have some more music for you. It's Gents Music Monday. But again, I ask you the question, and I'll be coming with it over and over. What are you most grateful for? And I'm not talking about the car and the house, and the picket fence. What are you most grateful for? There has to be something tangible that you say, my God, had it not been, and you can share it with me. Our telephone number is 914-600-4228. My name is Denise Lady D. Gomez. Good afternoon to you.
Don't let nobody steal your joy. No, sir. Life is too beautiful, my friend. Hold up your head and come again.
Don't let nobody drain your energy.
And it's interesting, you know what I appreciate with Dr. Dixon, you know, he has been listening to the program since it started because certain nuggets that I dropped, he made reference to it. So that tells you, you know, when somebody has an interest, and I truly, truly like that. I appreciate it. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, Lady D, and to all my friends in the chat and on the radio. I am blessed, and I'm just truly thankful to God for the gift of life.
Yes, my dear
So to breathe the breath in my nostrils woke me up this morning, and here I am just being thankful. I'm also thankful for a roof over my head, food on my table. I can just move about freely, even though America might be broken, but I thank God for the freedom that we have to exercise.
Yes, absolutely. I bless you for that, Pat.
Truly thankful. Yes. Folks who are not as fortunate as we are, so I'm just very, very thankful and grateful.
Yes, I thank you for sharing. And thank you for being in my corner.
Yes, in spite of the challenges, the program went without a hitch or glitch.
That's right.
We're thankful for this also.
Thank you. All righty, let me pick up another call. Good evening. How are you?
Okay, sure. Bye-bye.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I thank God 24/7 as long as I'm not sleeping for all He have done for me.
Yes, Eddie, I bless you.
All the knowledge that He gave me, I can never stop thanking.
Amen. Blessings
Like
to
I'm
you.
gonna, some of the men have to warn them right now. I'm calling to you, man. Do not beat up your wife if she come down with the same disease there. It's that venereal disease.
Okay.
It's those ladies that store the urine.
All right, Ed. Thank you.
So remember this, take care of your wife, love her. The doctors must tell you to. Urinary tract infection. It's that you don't catch it from anybody. It's not like that, so be careful. Okay?
Thanks, Eddie.
Okay.
Alrighty. 2 minutes and counting to wrapping up the show. It's a good Monday. What you say? What you say? What you say? I think so too. I think so too. I think so too. Oh, Lordy. The show has been brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant. I'm glad I came today. Thank you, Lord. You drove me here safely. I'm grateful.
Life can get lonely, but sometimes you don't need.
So I'd like to bless you up, bless you up, bless you up.
People gonna say all kind of things.
And say thank you for sticking and staying with me this afternoon.
But you not pay them, don't you pay them no more.
And don't forget, if you'd like to support Dr. Trevor Dixon's foundation, the Jaja Foundation, www.jajafoundation.org. They have a whole lot to do.
No matter what you do, you can't please people.
And they'll be going down to Jamaica next month.
Them only smile, then turn round, judge me. Some even push me to the floor.
It's Gratitude Monday. How you do?
Good afternoon, Lady D.
Yes. Wait, you know, I just checking in to see. I sent out what we call a hello on Thursday. I say I don't hear a word.
Sometimes I try, but I went to the laundry today. But I'm just marking my name present. And Thursday, I'll get all of you. So when you finish, I almost don't hear nothing. What took place today? What took place today? Anyhow, knock yourself home when you finish.
Yes.
And thank you for coming out. I'm just coming from the laundry. Don't
Yes, my dear. All
just
right.
mark a ticket at my name.
Yes. All right, Gloria.
And I
Blessings.
love you, Lady D.
I love you too. All right.
Blessings.
Alrighty.
So, Thursday, God willing, we will deal with it.
Yes. Okay. Not a problem.
All right.
Bless you.
Safe home now.
Alrighty. Want to bless up my girl Hortense as well. Yam Lady, Pat, Eddie, DL. Thank you for calling in today. Gotta go. Blessings, everybody. So me dark myself up now. They used to chase me home after me walk about all day.
Even when the world's against you.
So me dark myself home. Blessings to my YouTubers. Hope I'll get things settled in for you by Thursday.
Let your light glow.
Auntie Daphne, we have an appointment again. Gonna try and set the appointment with you.
You can do anything you want to.
Blessings, everyone. As always, love yourselves, love your children, and remember in everything you do, it's the will of God concerning your life. Mwah. I'm out of here.
Live life your own way. Wanna do it, even when the world's against you. No matter what nobody say, do things your own way. When the world's against you, let your light glow.
You're locked on to the #1 radio station. Number one radio station.
They play the best music.
Number 1. Best music for your listening pleasure.
There are radio stations within the air, but to this, none can compare. Trying to figure what to think, because now with us, you're fully linked. Stay linked to Linkage Radio, your home for entertainment.
This station